Today, we've got some amazing news for console Rust players. We've got the largest ever bug patch dropping for the console edition of Rust on the staging branch. And in about a month or two, you're going to see this drop on the main branch. It's going to change the way the game feels, change the way that you play the game, and it's going to fix a lot of issues, causing a lot of players to want to abstain themselves. And yes, that message was sponsored by the FBI. Please don't shoot me. Now, moving on, if you could please hit the subscribe button, that helps the channel out. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. It would be awesome to get that plaque sometime within my lifetime. And as all of you know, I'm 69 years old, so I don't have much life left. Now, let's jump into the patch notes. Patch 1.23. This would be the gameplay fixes for this patch, and this is a massive amount of fixes, so stick with me because it does pay off. There's some really good ones in here, and you're going to be happy to hear them because it's going to let you know of bugs, issues, and things that you should either take advantage of now or breathe a sigh of relief as you realize they are about to disappear. So here we go, gameplay bugs. Fixed a bug that prevented players from retrieving items thrown or shot at reactive targets. Fixed an issue which caused thrown items onto trees to disappear. They will now correctly bounce off or stay embedded in trees. Fixed an issue stopping arrows from being retrieved from destroyed barrels. Fixed a bug that caused items thrown into the hangar's walls to vanish. Fixed an issue stopping players from retrieving items in shallow water. Fixed the FPS limit option reverting to on upon restarting the game. So this is a really good one because if you don't like your FPS limit to be on, that can be very annoying when its settings reset themselves. Fixed an issue causing deep pools of invisible water to spawn on land and in various monuments. That is what she said. Added the option for players to put on a tire from the hotbar by pressing Y or triangle. That's actually a really big one because that feels very intuitive that like if you're in the hotbar and there's clothing there or something that you can wear there, you should just be able to put it on. And right now you can't. I'm really glad to see this one. It's not like a huge fix, but it does just feel right. Fixed an issue causing weapon attachments to be disabled when swapping between hotbar items. Fixed an issue that prevented the player from splitting items when there are not any empty slots in the inventory or the hotbar. So now when you split an item, it's probably just going to pop right out of you. Fixed an issue that prevented stackable items from containers not merging with inventory items when there are no free slots in the inventory. Fixed an issue which prevented players from swapping a weapon's attachments while your inventory/hotbar is full. Added a missing hand animation when the player equips a bolt-action rifle. Added new world modules for chocolate bar, can of beans, can of tuna, and apple food items. Fixed an issue causing loot crate drops by the attack helicopter to be invisible when viewed from certain angles. Added lights to supply drops during the nighttime. That's actually a really nice one. I don't know if they have that on the console edition Rust or on the PC edition Rust, but having that on console is going to be key for a lot of players, and it's going to make those supply drops all that much more exciting. Improved the animations between crouching and standing position. Fixed an issue causing the RHIB and rowboats to change color after being destroyed. Fixed an issue stopping the RHIB push prompt from appearing inconsistently. That's actually a big one because I don't think it was like really working for PC for the longest time. So if the console edition Rust developers managed to do this within 2 years, that's actually pretty good. Fixed an issue causing the RHIB selection outline/highlight to disappear when the player is seated. Adjusted the storage crates on rowboats to be more accessible from a wider radius on the boat. Fixed an issue stopping the scientist's aim animation to play when shooting. Fixed an issue stopping the scientist's crouch animation from being played. Fixed a bug which caused the placement projection to become blue when an existing door exists. That will now cause a red projection to indicate an invalid position. This also fixes the issue that could occur from placing a windows frame, floor frames, and floor triangle frames. So basically what they're saying is now when you place a door, your next door icon is going to be red instead of blue. Sometimes it was turning blue, and that would be a little bit annoying. I don't know why they just didn't say that. What they wrote was very confusing, in my opinion. Moving on, though. Fixed a bug with scientists. They now turn on their flashlights after switching to their weapon at night. Fixed a bug with junk pile scientists, so they will now kill an injured player after being downed. So they're just a little bit more brutal. Next update, they're going to be adding teabagging, so scientists will come over, teabag you, and then kill you, but they're not adding that yet. Fixed an issue causing junk pile scientists to spawn in safe zones. Fixed rubber banding that could occur when a player climbed a medium height foundation. Fixed an issue causing the player model to change height when in a forced crouch state. So the player model does grow. Fixed it's a grower, not a shower. Fixed a bug that allowed players to rescue another player through the walls. Added missing collision to player's arm when holding a lit torch. So basically, if you're holding a lit torch right now, apparently you're a little bit harder to hit. Fixed a bug that allowed players to jump above water and use items. Fixed an issue causing a blue projection instead of an orange to appear when trying to build a building block without enough materials. Fixed a bug that caused the triangle floor to clip through another floor. Fixed a bug that blocked jumping after falling from a specific height. Fixed building preview for high external wooden wall so that it correctly looks like the wall. Adjusted the "you are considered hostile" icon to display only in and around safe zones. That's actually a bit annoying because what about peacekeeper turrets? I think it can apply to those, right? Maybe not. I don't know exactly how that works because I've been nailed by peacekeeper turrets in the village for what I thought was nothing. Like I didn't hit anything, shot the gun in the air, and all of a sudden the turrets are on me like a cop on a black man driving a BMW. All right, moving on. Adjusted the code lock crates spawn points so they will no longer spawn on the edge of platforms that can always be accessible and looted by players. Fixed an issue causing animals to not attack the players promptly after they leave a safe zone. So when you leave the safe zone, animals within range are going to target you. So take note of that right now. You leave a safe zone, you can run a little bit, and if the animals were in the safe zone, you're sort of okay. Fixed a bug that blocked players from opening a pump jack fuel tank. Fixed an exploit that allowed players to use the sleeping bag assignment to find a player's base. This now includes all online players. So that's actually a really, really good fix because this bug it can really be horrible. A lot of people use that to track down players, find their bases. That's no longer the case. I love it. Improvements towards invalids, which will reduce the likelihood of them occurring. So the invalids might finally be fixed. That's something that a lot of players have been waiting for. So it is really cool to see that one. Now items. Added wooden barricade covers to the tech tree 1. Fixed shotgun trap muzzle flash appearing horizontally regardless of orientation. Fixed a bug with turrets so that they will only shoot at targets in their range. Fixed collision for armored roof building blocks. Balanced aiming sensitivity using 4x zoom scope attached to a crossbow. I didn't even know you could attach a 4x zoom scope to a crossbow. I don't know why you'd want to do it, but they fixed it. Fixed supply signals disappearing when using the alternate throw action. That's actually a big one. I didn't know that was a thing, but that would really suck to have happen. Improved reload animations on bolt action rifle, custom SMG, Spaz 12, M39, nailgun, Ioka pistol, and flamethrower. So this is actually interesting because animations, how long it takes to reload, everything like that. When they change something like that, there's a lot of bugs that can open up, and there's a lot of sort of timing issues that a lot of really skilled players have issues with. Me, myself, I'm horrible at the game, so I don't have those issues. But if you're someone who has the timings down pat, you might want to readjust for these guns with the next update. Fixed flamethrower firing animation when the player is not firing. Fixed a visual issue causing the flamethrower output to fire with only one low-grade fuel. Added missing collisions to the 40mm smoke grenade. Removed screen shading effect when firing M249. Fixed an exploit with the hunting bow that sped up the rate of fire. So that's a big one. Changed the large/small planter boxes so they can now be stackable. Fixed a bug that blocked the recycler output from holding non-recyclable items in its output and immediately ejecting them. Fixed a bug which caused the remove lock prompt to not remove the highlighted key lock. World changes. Added reflections to the ocean water and puddles, not on base versions of consoles. So that's actually good to see. So basically, the game's going to look better if you're playing on a better console. If you're playing on the base versions, this won't affect it, so you don't have to worry about lag. Fixed wood texture in the stone fireplace. Fixed the indicator lights on the code lock and recyclers to correctly display the current status. Monuments. Fixed Z fighting and LOD issues at various monuments, including quarries, airfields, train yards, sewer branch, mining outpost, water treatment plant, bandit camp, and outpost. And again, I'm going to ask, what is Z fighting? There's no zombies in the game, so I know it's not zombie fighting, but I have no idea what it is. Let me know down below in the comments if you are smarter than me. So all of you should comment down below. And if you know Z Fighting, also include that in your comment. Stop the... Oh man, I'm going to prove how dumb I am. Vignetti becoming fully visible when exploring the dome monuments. I have no idea what... I know what it is, but I have no idea how to pronounce that word, so we're just going to skip over it. Fix multiple visual items with walkways in the dome monuments when viewed through binoculars/zoom scope. Added visual feedback for when players are being burned by fire barrels in the safe zone. Fixed rubber banding on the sulfur quarry. Added a mesh for the access slots in any type of quarry monument to show they cannot hold items. Fixed rubber banding that could occur when crouching in the Dropbox area of the metal shop front. Fixed collision on metal gates on the fallen satellite dish in the satellite dish monument. Added wires connecting poles attached to monument puzzle buildings at the satellite dish harbor and launch site. Added collisions to the engine block at train yard. Fixed an issue causing the wooden chest at the train yard to stay bright in the darkness. Improved LOD transition on a silo in the harbor monument. Fixed floating part of road in the harbor monument on certain map seeds. Fixed rubber banding issues on player boxes on the small harbor monument. Fixed flooding in the underground section of Oxum's gas station. So they took a little bit of realism away from that because, let's be honest, I don't think Oxum's gas station has sub pumps. Sorry, just having a drink there. This is the long one. Fixed in the lighthouse where players could get stuck between the wall and the fridge's door in the stairway. Fixed an issue stopping players from using all chairs in gambling room at the bandit camp. Fixed an FPS drop caused by gambling wheel interface. Fixed swamp water from the bandit camp extending beyond the terrain. Fixed an issue stopping items thrown at the top floor of the ship in bandit camp being unretrievable. Is there a ship in bandit camp? Is there? I don't think there is, but whatever. Removed underwater effect from under bridges in bandit camp monument where the players can't go underwater. Fixed an issue causing cargo ship scientists to lose aggro if the player stands still. So for anyone exploiting that, make note, please. Fixed an issue causing smoke grenades used on cargo ship to emit correctly. I assume they mean incorrectly. Either that or they broke smoke grenades and proudly displayed it in their bug fixes list. Fixed an issue causing the player to glide on the roof of the first hangar at the airfield monument. Fixed an issue stopping player from shooting through the empty window frames at the main tower of the airfield monument. Fixed shadows on airfield tower so that it's consistent with other shadows. Fixed LOD transitions on guard tower catwalks at the airfield monument. Fixed an issue causing barrels to sink into the ground at the airfield monument. Removed extra crate spawn locations at the airfield monument, you guessed it. Fixed scientist patrol pass on the oil rig so they don't get stuck at the smokestack. Fixed heavy scientists idling at the top of the helipad on the oil rig monument. Fixed a bug causing oil rig and cargo ship scientists to float above the ocean. So again, for Halloween, it's over. They're removing the floating scientists. Fixed red warning lamps on the helicopter landing pad at the oil rig monument so they only emit light at night. I don't actually think that's accurate. I think if you go to an airport, they will always have those things on. So I'd argue that for realism's sake, they should revert that one. And change which chairs can be mounted at the launch site monument. Fixed a bug that caused players' dead body to float in midair over the launch site pit. Fixed a doorway on level 2 of the launch site that opened but blocked players from entering. Changed crate spawn locations in the drainage pit at launch site. Fixed bullet impact VFX from the attack helicopter in the damage pit at the launch site. Removed red strings that could appear on screen when Bradley APC starts firing the cannons. Fixed front lights on the M1 Bradley that were not emitting light. Improved contrast between light and dark areas of the launch site and caves near sewer. Fixed texture pop-ins on buildings at small and large fishing villages. Changed the behavior so player mounts the driver's seat when mounting a newly purchased boat at the fishing village. And next up, we've got UI changes. I'm just scrolling. There are still a lot of these left to go. So let's keep powering through this one, boys. Added a new boys and girls. I want to be gender inclusive, so boys and girls. If there's any girls listening, I'm surprised. Added a new ping option in the HUD settings and moved the indicator to the bottom left of the screen. Improved the transition into death screen. Fixed barbecue tooltip to display accurate stats when attempting to turn on without fuel. Fixed the prompt shown to players when aiming at the authorized tool cupboard. At an authorized tool cupboard. Fixed water barrel description. It previously had the water catcher description. Fixed display name of the helicopter rocket on the death screen UI. Improved consistency of base stats UI information across all interfaces. Fixed Vignetti, another word, that's a word that I couldn't pronounce before, but we're going to go for it. Fixed Vignetti screen effect so it displays correctly in the corners of the screen. So that's that effect where you get a little bit of darkness in the corners of your screen. At least that's what I believe that effect is. Fixed the description of the turn off/on option of the ceiling light. Changed server browser's search password and filter pop-up button prompts to make them consistent with each other. Fixed description for furnaces and large furnace controls so it accurately shows when turning it off/on. Remove tool covers, base stats, HUD remaining on screen when HUD visibility is turned off. Change display for upkeep time of high quality metal so it's consistent between the tool cupboard and HUD. Changed name for storage on Rowboat and RHIB so they are both called storage. Fixed recycler interactions so players can't store unrecycled items in the input slot. I don't know why that matters, but okay. Change display name for small oil refinery in monuments. Remove curly brackets in timer when trying to repair recently damaged structure. Fix timers for sleeping bag respawn on map so it's the same as the timer on the death screen UI. Fixed issues with the take all button so it works even if the hotbar is full and takes all items rather than just a portion or nothing at all. Added missing waveform icon from listening to others on mic or when listening to others on mic. Fixed fill button prompt for low-grade fuel being grayed out. Fixed a bug in the death screen UI so it shows the player's most recent deaths on the map. Removed kill and respawn message prompting carrying over to the death screen. Fixed green edit order highlight that could be duplicated and presented within vending machine administration UI. Fixed flickering of the electric fuse icon in the inventory when interacting with a switched on fuse. Adjusted the recycler description to further match the Steam release. So I guess that'd be, I'm not sure what that means exactly, but okay. Fixed streamer mode showing the streamer name of the player on the interaction menu for sleeping bags and beds. Fixed the vending machine UI saving item quantities after exiting and re-entering the UI even when using different machines. Added a missing select tooltip to the main menu. Fixed death screen not showing weapon information when killed by a junk pile scientist. Fixed the hotbar auto equip changing the selected item when driving a boat. Added information to the controller layout page in the options menu to show how to holster equipped items. And it says holding left or right on the D-pad. Updated console-specific server category names to only mention the platform. Fixed an infinite loading screen after pressing start. Fixed the main menu locking up after leaving the server list. Fixed the loss of input in menus after switching profiles when selecting a server. Fixed an exploit for code locks, which allowed people to guess codes. That's interesting. I don't know how that works, but I am curious. So next up, we've got graphics, and then after that, we've got audio, and then we're done. This is a long one, folks. Like I said, this is the biggest bug fix list ever, so it's taking a while. Graphics. Fixed the keypad screen on the code lock crate appearing white. It now has a red texture when it's locked. Added a missing light effect when aiming laser sight. Fixed broken wood decals on trees presenting after the tree has been cut down. Fixed broken wood decals on trees covering the red. So maybe that red X is going to show up all the time now. Fixed an issue which caused the decal on the wooden door, which would be visible on both sides of the door. Fixed a graphical issue on hemp planted by players which caused them to turn black. Fixed a bug that could cause sleeping player models to flash in and out of view. Reduced size of ore node particles. Fixed the sheet metal world model appearing black when flipped. Remove sparks generated by fire arrows hitting an object. So this actually might improve graphics for some of the lesser consoles. Fixed the code lock visually disappearing from the cupboard. Fixed blood effects not appearing on screen when the player has low health. That I wish they didn't fix. Fixed white textures inside the hobo barrel. Fixed textures that were invisible on key lock when placing on garage door. Fixed an issue which highlighted the destroyed barrel's Gibbs when looking at its items. Gibbs. That's a new word for me. I'm going to have to look that one up. Someone post down below if you know. Fixed a bug which allowed the pickup prompt to show when a container has items. Fixed an issue which caused bushes to disappear when observing them through a 4x zoom scope. Fixed LOD issues on multiple objects when viewing through binoculars / 4x zoom scope. Fixed an issue which caused the flare's light to disappear after the player moves away from it. I think that's how it should work, but interesting. Adjusted the sheet metal wall to now correctly react properly when illuminated. Fixed a bug that caused trees to change LOD when being shot. Fixed the raw fish world model texture being extremely dark. Now it's light. Fixed the that was a bad joke, sorry. Fixed the chain link fence gate turning opaque when during the open / close animation. Fixed an issue which caused campfires to shine extremely bright like diamonds. Adjusted the water bucket texture to match the steam release. Fixed the lamp restore which was missing when viewed from afar. Fixed placeholder text being shown in the killed by section of the corpse of a player that died from status effects. Last up, audio. Fixed various cases of the load audio pop when using rowboat / RHB, causing all sounds to disappear. So that dreaded boat audio glitch should be gone. People, you should be rejoicing about that one because if you like running oil rigs or cargo ship, that was a big one. Fixed a bug that caused the audio to be out of sync when cycling through the player hotbar. Changed the load screen music so that it now fades into the wake up screen music. That's actually pretty cool. Added a new metallic ambient sound inside the dome. Fixed an issue which caused the audio sliders to not control the sound's volume. Adjusted the volume of the BBQ SFX as it was very loud. Added SFX and VFX to the high external walls when they are destroyed. Added a missing reload sound when firing the pump shotgun. Adjusted the player microphone icon to correctly display the volume of the speaking players. And there is 2 other fixes that they just added at the bottom. Fixed a crash that could occur when joining a server, and the other thing I lied about. It's been over 20 minutes of reading this. I've gotten tired. My eyes are dying. But that is everything. All the bugs that were fixed in the staging branch, all of these are hopefully going to be coming over to the main branch. And honestly, this is a huge bug fix. And when the Rust devs said they were going to be working on bugs, I didn't expect it to be this I didn't expect it to be this massive. So hats off to them. They fixed a ton of issues in only like a month or 2. Really like to see that. Hopefully this means that we're going to be ready for electricity. They posted on the staging branch saying they were likely ready for electricity. So it looks good, honestly. Like right now I'm playing Call of Duty. So it looks like when I'm done with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, done, the full campaign, done the multiplayer, done a little bit of Warzone and DMZ, I'll be ready to jump back into Rust. And at that point, we're going to have electricity and it's going to be primo. But if you're looking for Rust in the meantime, feel free to jump onto the Discord. We've got a really chill village going. That's where some of the gameplay you're seeing in this video is from. So yeah, hopefully everybody's like looking forward to all that. And hopefully I'll see you either in Rust, in Call of Duty, or on YouTube. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace.